So what's going to happen with the World Cup now that Donald Trump pissing off every other country in the world? We're supposed to host the World Cup next year in 2026. The United States is already getting hit with travel bans. Like, do we think it's going to get better from here, or do we think it's going to get worse?
Welcome to this channel, guys. In today's video, we'll be dissecting the allegations and fear of moving the 2026 FIFA World Cup from the United States of America to Canada and Mexico because of Mr. DT policies. I've specially prepared my notes here, but let's first look at what some Canadians and Americans have to say before we come back for more comments. I'm your host, Kisaka. All credits go to the original creators of these compiled clips. Remember, this video is for entertainment and education purposes only.
Outside of the Olympics, the World Cup is the biggest international sporting event ever. Every 4 years. Every single country in the world is sending their national teams to America, who are beefed out with 60%, 70% of the world. They're mistreating illegal immigrants right now. They're also mistreating legal immigrants. People who have citizenship are getting deported. Don't even get me started on the 2028 Olympics. We might not get that either. I just want to know, do y'all think we're going to have a 2026 World Cup in America? Because me personally, that's one of my favorite events. I plan on going to at least one match. What the hell is 2026 going to look like at this rate?
I think the World Cup's going to be a total disaster. Nobody that I know wants to come to America right now. And I know MAGA don't want to believe that, and they think that's ridiculous. But yeah, that's really happening. Who would want a chance coming to America with the fear of getting freaking detained?
How much will World Cup tickets cost in Canada? That is an excellent question. Well, actually, some of the tickets for the 2026 World Cup are already available for purchase to Canadians. But I'm warning you from the start, to purchase these tickets, you may have to remortgage your house. Currently, there are several different packages available for purchase that range anywhere from $2,500 per person per match all the way up to $5,350 per person per match. And depending how much money you want to spend, every package offers a variety of perks and benefits. These premium World Cup experiences in Canada are being named On Location, where you will get access to the FIFA Pavilion, the in-stadium pitchside lounge, all you can eat, all you can drink hospitality. There are even private suites available for purchase if you got the cash. I wonder how much those are going for. But as it's been stated, if money is of absolutely no concern to you whatsoever, On Location offers a platinum access program where the sky is the limit. And I quote, "Flights or helicopter needed? No problem. Looking to take the pitch after the game to take a penalty against a star goalkeeper? They can make it happen." There are even Michelin star chefs already on board to make sure that you get the best of everything. So the ultimate question is, of course, do you have this kind of money, and how much are you willing to pay to take a penalty on Dane St. Clair after the match? But if you're just a regular guy like me, the 2026 World Cup ticketing program in Canada launches September 10th for regular tickets.
So FIFA is reportedly moving the 2026 World Cup from USA to Canada due to growing concerns over U.S. immigration policies. So this is what it says. It says, the latest visa restrictions have drawn criticism from fans and human rights groups, with reports suggesting that entire delegations, fans, media, and support staff are struggling to secure entry into the U.S. Up to 43 countries are now banned from traveling to the U.S. Even qualified countries for the World Cup will be facing zero presentation in the stands, as players will be playing without the cheering of their fans. The restrictions have raised questions over FIFA adherence to its own principles, including access and non-discrimination, as its stated commitment to human rights. And in conclusion, so if the World Cup get moved from USA to Canada, is that a big deal for U.S. soccer fans?
Hey, JD Vance, thanks for sending the World Cup this way. Canada's happy to host the World Cup. Want to know why? Because we treat everyone like family. That's right, World Cup. Come on up to Canada. We'll take care of you guys. And all the tourists and all the money that comes with it. And when you guys are here, don't forget to grab some true Hamiltonian gear. Looking forward to seeing everyone. And some really good soccer. JD Vance. Man, that guy shoots and misses every time. Shoots and misses every time.
If the FIFA World Cup 2026 is still held in the United States, are you still planning to come? I am seeing throughout many news reports that thousands and thousands of soccer fans around the world are saying they will not come to the United States and spend their money and potentially support Donald Trump, nor do they want to potentially be held because of our immigration changes under Donald Trump. And FIFA is actually looking right now at a backup plan to potentially move the FIFA World Cup 2026 to either Canada or to Mexico or perhaps to both. Now, I'm interested in your opinion as someone from outside the country or even inside the country. Would you go to FIFA World Cup if it continues to be held in the United States in 2026? Are you going to come or would you boycott? What do you think? And if so, why? Clearly, I know why, but let us know why. It helps to see the actual statements from you. You're not coming because you are concerned about being held up. You're concerned about immigration. You're concerned about Department of Homeland Security. You don't support Trump. Or if you come in because you love him, then that's fine too. Tell me that. But let me know what you think. Love you for my Democrats, my MAGAs, my crazies, my cuckoos, my burned out light bulbs, and all my FIFA soccer fans all around the world. Let me know what you think. You going to come to the United States if it stays here? Or do you want it to be moved to Mexico or Canada? What do you think?
The World Cup is supposed to be in the US next year. Next year! Like, have we seen what they're doing with ICE? We're just gonna have all these players come over here and their families, and they're just gonna cross their fingers and everything's gonna be fine. They don't get sent to an El Salvadorian gulag. What are we doing? They can't have the World Cup here? Like, is FIFA even thinking about this? What's the plan, guys?
Feel free to visit Canada. We are the nicest people you'll ever meet. Canada as a whole, we have just incredible melting pot of people. But Toronto especially, there are just so many different cultural experiences. So when the World Cup hits, it's like, yeah, it's beautiful. Welcome with open arms, and just to have all these people who are there with passion, with competitive spirit, but for a great game, for a great cause. I think that it's just going to fill the streets with so much energy. We'll be ready for you in Canada.
It's comments like these that I tell people, do not come to the United States for the World Cup, because I get these on a regular basis, but this is the kind of attitude that is waiting for you in the United States if you are coming from a foreign country. They do not want you here. You are not welcomed here. The first chance that they get to tell you to leave and to speak English, they will do that. This comment in particular is one that I received because I specifically said I do not want to go to the games in the United States. I want to go to the games in Mexico. And someone said, well, I hope you can get back into the United States. And I said, if I don't, it's not really that big of a deal for me because I kind of want to go back to Mexico. I do. I've made my intentions very clear that I want to go live permanently in Mexico. However, as a family man, as a father, and as a husband, I have a family in the United States that I'm not going to abandon. They know very well that I want to go back to Mexico and live over there permanently. But that's not an option for my family at the moment. That's a big decision. That's a big move. If that means that I have to continue to live in the United States, even though it's not really what I want to do, then I will, because I won't abandon my family. Never. So many people always tell me, it's so easy. Just go, leave, don't come back. We don't want you here. But it's like, would they do that to their families? Would they just abandon their families? Is that the American way? All this to say is, consider this another warning to any visitors coming from outside of the United States who are thinking of going to the World Cup. Skip the games in the United States. Go to Canada and Mexico. You will have a lot more fun in those countries and will be much more welcomed over there than you would be in the United States. I mean, this comment says it all.
Additional games in British Columbia would not only be possible, but they would be incredibly welcome. We have 7 games, which is a significant number of games. We'd like to have a lot more. We've actually written to FIFA to say if for whatever reason they need to move games from any other locations, that British Columbia stands ready to host. We can move quickly. We have an amazing team. and we are ready to host additional games here in this beautiful province. So I hope that if it becomes necessary, that they take us up on that. In terms of the budget, a lot of the costs for FIFA are fixed costs. They're related to upgrades to BC Place and getting that venue ready for this caliber of soccer. Which means that additional games bring in additional ticket revenue, additional revenue for the province from visitors coming to those games, and so actually help offset some of the costs moving forward. So it would be positive news on a number of fronts if we were able to access that.
So guys, the 2026 FIFA World Cup was originally planned as a tri-nation spectacle across the United States, Canada, and Mexico. Yet over the past year, rumors have swirled suggesting that the US could lose its matches entirely, leaving Canada and Mexico to host alone. In today's commentary, we will be diving into this topic, unpacking the policy-driven whispers tied to the Trump administration, and examine how Canada and Mexico are preparing to seize the moment in case this happens. So let's look at the root of these rumors. In June this year, 2025, a TikTok post claimed FIFA was considering stripping the United States of its hosting rights due to Trump's immigration crackdowns and mounting boycotts. Despite millions of views, no major outlet confirmed any match cancellations or relocations at that time. Some of the key points fueling this rumor include the passive refusals to grant visa waivers or tax breaks to FIFA. Also, viral AI-generated mock letters and doctored statements attributed to FIFA executives. Also, we have amplification on Facebook, Instagram, and X with talk of world's biggest sporting event turned political minefield. Despite the buzz, thorough checks with Reuters and Associated Press found zero evidence of an official decision to move US matches to the said countries, that is Canada and Mexico. Looking at some of the Trump administration policies and the impact, one of the policies that is really fueling this is the travel ban and the visa delays. As you know, President Trump's travel ban on 12 predominantly African and Middle Eastern nations took effect in June 2025, sparking fear among fans concerned about entry to the United States venue. Also, visa appointment backlog stretched beyond 300 days for some groups, with new fees of $250 per application, leading to speculation that fans will forego American matches entirely. Also, looking at the entry bond rumor, another layer appeared in the mid-August with Canada Connect's video titled FIFA 2026 World Cup in Chaos. Canada and Mexico could replace US over Trump's entry bond. It describes an alleged $15,000 cash wall bond required for visitors, a claim unverified by the United States sources, but potent enough to stoke talk of mass defection to northern and southern neighbors. Also, another policy of Trump that is fueling this is the civil rights and corporate concern. More than 80 civil rights and labor organizations sent an open letter to FIFA expressing deep concern over Trump's immigration stance, warning that the tournament could become a public relations tool for policies undermining human rights. Meanwhile, sponsors like Emirates Airlines reportedly reallocated budgets towards Canada, and Visa quietly shifted marketing focus to Mexico, underscoring cracks in corporate confidence. FIFA's public reassurances. Despite the chatter, FIFA President Gianni Infantino publicly reaffirmed that the world is welcome in America. On multiple occasions, he has said this:
"The world is welcome in America. Those who want to come to create trouble, like in every country in the world, well, they are not welcome."
Seen dangers posed to our country by the entry of foreign nationals who are not properly vetted, as well as those who come here as temporary visitors and overstay their visas. We don't want them.
We want them to come. We want them to celebrate. We want them to watch the game. But when the time is up, they'll have to go home. Otherwise, they'll have to talk to Secretary No.
In May, he met with President Trump, who pledged full cooperation from his administration for smooth visa processing and fan entry. On May 15, 2025, from the Reuters, Infantino says no matches will be moved and that contingency rumors are hypothetical. On July 1st, 2025, from the Human Rights Watch letter, FIFA urged to press the United States for guarantees not to consider relocation. In August 22nd this year, from Newsweek, Trump announces the World Cup draw at Washington Kennedy Center, but makes no mention of venue uncertainty. So Canada and Mexico are ready to step in case there is any problem with the United States of America. But from what I've just said, these are unverified. These are just like rumors. Should FIFA ever activate its contingency playbook, Canada and Mexico boost some of these strategic advantages.
Feel free to visit Canada. We are the nicest people you'll ever meet. Canada as a whole, we have just incredible melting pot of people. But Toronto especially, there are just so many different cultural experiences. So when the World Cup hits, it's like, yeah, it's beautiful. Welcome with open arms, and just to have all these people who are there with passion, with competitive spirit, but for a great game, for a great cause. I think that it's just going to fill the streets with so much energy. We'll be ready for you in Canada.
So, basing on the factor of the existing venues, Canada has BMO Field at Toronto and BC Place. Mexico, on the other hand, has Estadio Azteca and Estadio Akron. Looking at the factor of visa processing, Canada has streamlined electronic system, and Mexico has regional agreements that ease entry into their country. Looking at sponsor confidence, Canada is growing and there is no major pullouts. Mexico has deep-rooted football culture. Looking at some of the infrastructure upgrades in Canada, there is a lot of transit links and new fan zones, while Mexico has a lot of stadium renovations and telecom boosts. So these are some of the advantages that they have. Both nations have publicly elevated capacity and fan experience plans to ensure readiness. Canadian Prime Minister and Mexican President have reiterated their willingness to pick up any slack should FIFA call. While the idea of a Canada-Mexico only World Cup makes for gripping headlines, consider this. FIFA's substantial investment in the United States stadium construction and local organization community. Consider the contractual penalties facing FIFA if host cities lose matches. Consider the political blowback for FIFA if it appears to punish America for domestic policies. That said, the specter of unforeseen immigration rulings or last-minute executive orders remain a wild card, keeping contingency scenarios alive in boardrooms and briefing papers. Although credible reporting confirms no official move to strip US venues, the combination of Trump-era policies, viral videos, and corporate hedging has kept this narrative in play. The cold diplomacy video remains the best resource for anyone seeking a thorough, multi-angle analysis. Canada and Mexico have all the tools to host alone, but FIFA's strategic calculus will balance legal contracts, global PR, and/or against the evolving US political landscape. For fans, the bottom line is simple. Keep a close eye on visa guidance, monitor official FIFA announcements, and enjoy the fact that North America is set to deliver the most expansive 48-team World Cup history, unlike the previous ones that was 32. So this is the video for today. If you have not subscribed to this channel, do me the favor of subscribing, like this video, leave your sweet comment. Until next time, God bless.